I did a poll and I found out that the number one reason why most of you haven't pulled the trigger on your first real estate deal yet is because of finances. You feel like you don't have enough money to invest in real estate. So because I am your girl, I created the ultimate guide for investing in real estate with $0 out of pocket. So before we get into it, let me tell you a story. Years ago, before I did my first deal, I was just like you, studying and researching real estate, and I could not get it together to do my first deal for the life of me. I knew a lot of information, but it just wasn't clicking for me. I really felt overwhelmed. I kind of felt like I had all these random pieces to a puzzle, but didn't know how many pieces were in the entire puzzle, or even what the final puzzle even would look like. Like I just had these pieces, I didn't know where they would go. I just felt overwhelmed and like I was swimming in information. So finally, one of my mentors connected me with one of the biggest real estate developers in Philly, where I'm from and where I developed, a guy by the name of Bart Blatstein. Yes, if you know him, he is the Bart Blatstein that owns casinos in Atlantic City, and he built and created whole entire neighborhoods. Big time developer. We went to lunch and he allowed me to pick his brain because I couldn't afford to pay him for his time, and so it's like charity work. And one of my biggest takeaways from our first lunch meeting was this tiny nugget. It stuck with me. He said, most people think investing in real estate is rocket science, but it's not. It's really only two things: project management and financing. That was a big aha moment for me because now I had an idea of what the puzzle actually looked like. Like I had the pieces, now I know what the puzzle looked like. In other words, all I had to do is learn basic project management and a few solid financing strategy, and I could get busy doing some deals. And that's exactly what I did. That day, everything changed for me. And ever since then, I've been a financing and project management monster. In fact, between the two, financing and project management, financing is way easier than project management. Believe it or not, one of the biggest reasons that people don't actually pull the trigger on real estate investing is because they're overcomplicating the financing part. So without further ado, I'm going to give you Financing Game, the ultimate guide to financing your real estate deals. To make things simple, I have broken down the real estate financing strategies that I'm going to share with you into 4 core real estate financing structures. The first of the core financing structure is combining hard money with non-hard money OPM. Non-hard money, other people's money. So you're essentially going to use 2 funding sources and combine it into one. One is hard money and the other one is non-hard money, other people's money. The next core strategy is just flat out using non-hard money, other people's money. You're just using other people's money. You're not even going to use hard money. The next core structure is combining hard money plus your own money. Now, I know I said this is $0 out of pocket. You're going to understand later why you're going to use your own money, but it's not going to be out of your pocket. You'll see what I mean in a minute. You're going to really, really appreciate it. And the last structure is not using hard money. You're just flat out going to use your own money. It's not out of pocket, but it is your own money. In those 4 core structures, I talked a lot about hard money. So let's just really quickly do a quick 30-second explanation of how hard money works for those of you who aren't familiar. And for those of you who are, you might actually learn something. So listen up. Let me tell you how they work. There are private lenders out there that are willing to lend you money on a real estate deal to acquire it and rehab it. They're going to lend you the money to buy it and for the construction. But there are a couple caveats to it. Number one, they're only going to charge you interest payments for a very short amount of time. So they're going to lend you the money to buy it and rehab it, and then they're only going to charge you interest payments for a year, maybe 2 years. So all you got to do is make those interest payments, and they will give you the money to run your rehab. The second thing about hard money is they're going to lend you the money, but you have to have some skin in the game. They're not going to fully lend all of it. They'll give you the money for the construction, but it works on a draw. You have to front the money and then they reimburse you. So for every line item that you do, you have to pay for it. Even though you borrowed the money from them, you have to pay for it. They're going to come out and inspect it, make sure you did it, and then they'll give you the money back, and then they'll rotate the money. Also, a lot of hard money lenders, they'll lend you 90% of acquisition and 100% of construction. So they're not going to lend you everything. You're going to have to bring some money to the table. So for those of you who are wondering, it depends on how the hard money lender actually structures their loans, but you could do fuzzy math and say you're going to need to bring at least 30% of the acquisition and construction costs to the table. So you get a hard money loan and you're going to need to combine that with other money to get the deal done. So in those 4 core structures, 2 of them used hard money, but remember, I combined it with something else. So that other thing is the skin in the game. Let's get into the first of the 4 core structures. Combining hard money and non-hard money OPM, other people's money. So the hard money loan is already someone else's money. So you're going to take that 30% that you're going to need to bring to the table, and you're going to use other people's money for that. Here are the ways that you can do it. The first way is you can borrow private money. I've done this strategy multiple times. I've said, hey, I want to get this hard money loan, and the 50 grand I need to bring to the table, I'm going to borrow it from a colleague, a family member. You know, a great place to find private money is when you join real estate communities. Real estate investors lend private money to other real estate investors because they know what it's hitting for. You can take private money, you can borrow this money. I typically like to do this unsecured. I'll do a promissory note directly to a LLC that doesn't hold any real estate in it, that's just kind of a management company. I'll borrow money from my private lender. They'll lend it to this LLC, and then that LLC will lend it to the real estate investing LLC that I'm actually doing the rehab in. When I go to refinance the property, I take my cash out, I repay my private lender back, right? When you refinance it, the hard money lender is going to already get paid back, and then I'm going to pay my private lender back. This is actually easier than you think. All you have to do is identify a good deal and build up a reputation and be in these communities and be very, very active. And I promise you, people will be open to lending you money. The next strategy is combining hard money loans with OPM. This time it's going to be a money partner. I've done this strategy as well. So instead of taking on debt, you can go to someone who has money, no experience, no time to run a real estate rehab, and say, hey, listen, you can come in on this deal with me 50-50. You bring the money, the skin in the game money. I'm going to actually execute, and we can be 50-50 partners. You don't even have to do 50-50. You can do 70-30. You can do 80-20. You can do 99-1. Whatever floats you and your partner's boat, you guys can do it. But the idea is that instead of doing any work, they're going to put money in on the deal, and in exchange, they're going to get some portion of equity, some type of ownership. This is also equally as easy to find a money partner. Again, hit up your friends and your family, hit up other real estate investors in real estate networking communities like the Better Than Success Real Estate League. The next strategy, this one is my favorite, is using hard money and business credit, business, personal credit, credit cards, the bank's money, essentially, loans. You can do this. I've done this a lot. Okay, so you're going to use the hard money, and that money that you're going to have for the skin in the game, you're going to get it from the bank in the form of business credit. And we talk about business credit a lot on this channel. You can use credit cards. You can use a personal loan. You can do a lot of things with this one in terms of getting money from the bank. So when you go to sell the property, whatever your exit strategy is, or if you're going to refinance the property, if you're doing the BRRRR strategy, when you refinance it, the hard money lenders are going to get their money back, but then you're going to pull cash out, and then you're going to pay your bank back. You're going to pay your personal loan back. You're going to pay the business credit back. You're going to pay the credit cards back. This strategy is beautiful. Okay, so the last strategy in this first core structure of financing your real estate deals is one that a lot of people don't know about. I love this one. This one is game changers. Your eyes are about to be super open. This is when you combine hard money loans with a self-directed IRA of a lender. Let me explain. Most people have a 401k. And they think all they can do is buy mutual funds, stocks, bonds, whatever it is that the pamphlet at the job gives them, that's what they can do. But did you know that anyone who has a 401k can take that 401k and convert it into a self-directed IRA using a custodian, and that self-directed IRA, depending on if you have a sophisticated enough custodian, can then invest in a bunch of things. You can invest in gold, you can invest in livestock, you can invest in Bitcoin, but it has to be done a certain way. You have to go through a custodian, and that money can never touch the retirer, can never touch their actual hands. So this is why you want to go through a custodian. You have to go through a custodian if it's going to stay in their retirement account, because they then can invest in your deal, and their proceeds, if they're lending the money to you, the interest that they're earning will still stay in their retirement, but your proceeds, that ain't got nothing to do with retirement. So their custodian is going to actually write you checks. So instead of getting, I don't know, 5% return in the stock market, you can say, hey, auntie, come take your 401k, put it in a self-directed IRA and lend it to me. Hey, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to this channel, but also make sure you share this with someone that you love, because sharing good quality videos is a love language. So share it with someone you love. And then also I got some amazing links down below that you need to check out after this video is over. Okay, let's get back to it. The second core structure of financing real estate deals is using non-hard money, other people's money, OPM. It's essentially the same as the first core structure, but you don't combine hard money. So yes, you can take on private loans and use the money to finance your entire acquisition and construction costs of your real estate deals. Yes, you can also partner up with a money partner, and they bring the entire acquisition and construction costs to your real estate venture while you do the work. You can even use business credit, personal loans, or credit cards to finance the entire acquisition and rehab of a real estate deal. And once you're done, you refinance the deal and pay the business credit back. You can even take on a money partner that has converted their 401k into a self-directed IRA, use entirely their cash as a loan or an equity partner to fund your deals together. Did you know that real estate can actually sit inside of a self-directed IRA? Not only can real estate sit inside of a self-directed IRA, partial ownerships of real estate can sit inside of a self-directed IRA. So you and auntie can be 50-50 partners on a deal where her 50% is technically inside of her retirement account, and your 50% is your 50%. It's out here living free and after tax dollars. It's doing its own thing. But auntie has to go through a custodian such as Camera Plan or Equity Trust. I don't get no money from neither of them, and they will facilitate the whole entire process. So now auntie doesn't have to be earning half a percentage point from this crappy mutual fund. She can actually be a real estate owner, and it can be in her retirement. Now, you might be asking yourself, why would you not use hard money? And the answer is interest costs on hard money loans is very expensive. Over the last 5 or 6 years, I've done dozens of deals all using hard money, and your mind would explode if you knew how much money I spent on interest costs to hard money lenders. Now, conversely, you may be asking yourself, why would people use hard money loans if they had large lump sums of cash laying around? And the answer is speed. If you leverage the existing cash you have access to with hard money, you can do more deals at the same time. So for instance, if you have a money partner who has $100,000 and they're willing to contribute it to your real estate investing ventures together, and if you don't leverage it with hard money, you may be able to get one deal done at a time. So like maybe, for instance, the acquisition is $50,000 and the construction is $45,000. But if you leverage your money with hard money loans, then you might be able to get 2 or 3 similar deals done at the same time. The third core structure of financing your real estate deals is combining hard money plus your own money. Now, remember when I said that this is all about using $0 out of pocket? Yes, it's your money, but it's not out of your pocket. Okay, so let's get into this. The first option is to combine home equity loans or home equity lines of credit with hard money loans. So if you have a home and you have some equity in your home, you can absolutely get a home equity loan or a home equity line of credit, use that cash, combine it with hard money, and get your deals done. Or if you just so happen to own other real estate that has equity in it, you can absolutely do that because it's not money in your pocket. And you can combine it with hard money. Here's a bonus. If you know someone who has equity in their property, they can pull it out and become your money partner or your private lender. Think about that option as well. And the fourth core structure is using your own money. So it works the same way, just not combining it with hard money. So you can absolutely use a 401k self-directed IRA, take that entire pot and just start investing in real estate. This might be a real really good strategy because at the end of the day, most of us do this for legacy planning anyway. So you might want to do that so you can control yourself, so you're not spending the cash flow. That money's going to sit in your retirement account and you're going to leave it to your heirs anyway. This may be something to think about. The other thing you can do is if you have a lot of equity in your home, you can absolutely pull out the equity and just use that money, not combining it with hard money loans, save on the interest, and get busy with that money. Then you done turn one house into two, and two into four, and four into 1,000 just from that one house. How amazing is that? Here is my big caveat that I want to express to you. At the end of the day, you can use other people's money to fund your deal, but no one's going to trust you if they don't know that you are an investor or this is something that you are trying to do. The biggest hack to getting access to other people's money is to be serious about your education. Join a real estate group like the Better Than Success Real Estate League. Make it known to everyone on your timelines, in your phone, that, hey, I'm doing this meeting tonight. Hey, I'm going to this real estate event. Hey, this is my real estate club. Talk about it openly for a year. And I promise you, I tell everyone this, I promise you, after about a year, people who you didn't know in your circle had money will start popping up with money. Hey, I see you doing that real estate thing. They secretly want to get in, but they're too busy. But you've done the work, you've studied, you've joined groups, you've let people know that, hey, this is my new venture. After about a year, they're going to start throwing money at you. I promise you. I promise you. Or if you are an extrovert and you don't have a problem with asking people for money, you can go ahead and do a little presentation. Hey, you're earning this amount on your money in the stock market. This is what I could get. Psh, auntie, you got $2 million. Just set aside $50,000. You got $2 million in your 401k. I don't know. Set aside $50,000 for me and we can get busy. And y'all can get busy. And y'all can get busy. The moral of the story is, it's not hard. All you have to do is make it known that this is what you're doing. Everyone should know. You should be talking about this to everyone. All right, landlords, I love you all. I've got tons of videos. If you need more explanation about what a hard money loan is, if you need more explanation about bridge loans, any of that stuff, there's hundreds of videos on this channel explicitly about real estate investing. So just pick any of my playlists and get busy. All right, until next time, let's get free.